everybody. My name is Eli.
My name is Jason.
My name is Caden.
My name is Jaden.
And we are the YHWHs Torah YouTube channel.
We are so glad you are with us tonight.
We know your time is valuable.
And I love to see what these guys say and put these guys on the spot as they sit here and look at me because they know
You're
that
next.
I should be next. Yes, I should be next, but that is
staring at us.
yes. I am trying to get you guys to spontaneous combustion, and that's why we're here. And so we're always laughing at the beginning of this because we always start off a little funkier and a little weird, and we always start off abruptly. And so here we are abruptly, and we are on the final day of these laws, statutes, and commands that were the Jewish list of the commands. And since this is the final one, let me reiterate some of this stuff. Is the laws, statutes, and commands, the 613, are not a list written by Yah. There's no such thing. There's no list. And so these 613, I believe they came from some rabbi somewhere where they actually went through and they went through, or they didn't go through the laws of Yah and put them down. Because when I say they didn't go through them, this list that we're using, and it was from Duke University, I believe, is where it was from, and a guy had a paper on that, and it had 613 laws, and we've found numerous, probably 50 to 100 duplicates, things that basically said the same thing in a different way. And so we want to try to keep this simple as possible. And the one thing that we did learn from this entire list of things is that we can do things probably a little bit better. So we are going to put together our own list very soon. And so the next video you guys see with us as a group will be where we read Genesis 1, and we run through Genesis, and we run through Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and we will type up the actual laws as we see them, and we will discuss them with you guys out there. And hopefully if there's a few of you guys that will hang with us, if we miss some when we're reading it, the next day we'll go through any of those and we will see. And let's get a complete list, and that way we know exactly what we should and we shouldn't be doing according to the law, statutes, and commands. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
A little bit better today than it was yesterday?
Yeah.
Surviving, everything good. Okay, so let's dig in and let's dig this stuff out of here. So 580 is a repeat from yesterday because we ended with this, and the 581 is a repeat from yesterday's 580. So 581, if a person says to follow other gods, you shall put him to death. Who has that? And let's just follow up with that real quick.
So it says,
Dun 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 dun.
and let all Yisrael hear and revere, and not again do as such evil matter as in your... Oh no, I'm in the wrong... Sorry guys, I'm in the wrong one.
Wrong book. Let's try this again. Dun 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 dun. All right, Deuteronomy 13:1. And let's do it again.
That's right. When there arises among you a Nahai or a dreamer of dreams, and he shall give you a sign or a wonder, or if the sign or wonder shall come true, or of which he has spoken to you, saying, let us go after other mighty ones, which you have not known, and serve them. Do not listen to the words of that Nahai or the dreamer of dreams, for Yahuwah your Elohim is trying you to know whether you love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, or whether you walk after your being.
Okay, so if we were in the land of Yisrael and the Mormons knocked on our doors and they told us about their other god, we would probably have to take them.
Guys.
Yeah, we'd have to take them outside the gates and kill them. So as we do that, and then the Jehovah's Witnesses come and start knocking on the doors, and they start telling us about their other Elohim, and they're like, wait, it's all the same God. And what would you guys say to that?
Goodbye, guys.
Pick up a stone.
Well, it's not the same God. Is it the same God? Do we serve the same Elohim as all these other religions?
They follow an Elohim that
They
says there's a
worship
law.
Nimrod, the sun god.
What? Where do you get that? What are you talking about?
Nimrod is the sun god.
Right, I know, but
sun.
where? Who? Let's expound on that. You just can't drop that bomb.
Okay. So, back in the day, the pagans had their own religious holy days, which were the days of Nimrod. Nimrod made his own holy day, basically, back in the day. And when Babel came around, they each had their own names for him, and he had several names. There's like Mithra, Semiramis. There's a whole bunch of names for him. And he basically became one
Semiramis is
his mother. But there's a whole bunch of pagan trinity thing in that.
Right.
But he came up with a whole bunch of names, and one of them was like the god of the sun. I don't remember the exact same.
It was Ra, isn't it?
It was like
Apollo.
Ra, Apollo. There's a bunch where he became the god of the sun. And that's why we have Sunday, because all of our days are based off of pagan names.
So if you pick up a religion and you commit yourself to this religion, Eli, and that's the problem, I guess, when you commit yourself to a religion. How does religion differ from what we believe?
Well, they say they worship on Sunday for one. They don't follow any of the Torah, and some of them might not even believe in YHWH HaMashiach.
And they say the wrong names. And so I guess if the Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses and the folks, the missionaries came to the door in the land of Yisrael, you would take them outside the gates and you would...
It's like basically the Canaanites, the Moabites sitting there going, let's
Right.
go after other gods.
Right, and so why does y'all not want you to hang out with women that have other gods or hang out with other people with other gods? I mean, it should be kind of obvious.
Well,
but can you
Solomon's
break
the perfect example of it, right? We started off with one wife, and it was like the daughter of the Pharaoh of Egypt. And everything went well there. He was going, and then he got more wives from different like areas, different countries, and he started going off and serving other gods. He put up Asherah poles. He started sacrificing other gods. They put him astray. They're like, "Hey, come try this," and he loved the women, and
So he was supposedly the wisest person in the world, but he sounds like a moron.
Yeah, he failed.
Sounds like an idiot. Because he has all the proverbs and he has all this stuff like this, but this guy cannot. He's an unloyal dude. If nothing else, he's extremely unloyal. Okay, so 582. Sorry, guys, we just ran off the thing. 582. Not to curse your father or mother, boys. Exodus 21:17.
And he who curses his father or his mother shall certainly be put to death.
Aha. Well, that's a good one. What does that mean? Exactly how does that end up? How would you end up getting put to death, gentlemen?
I guess you curse it. I don't know what the curse like. Maybe like curse you and curse everything about you.
Or
curse
like
this land.
I'm sure it was a dramatic encounter when this happened. Like, you wouldn't just like, oh, dang it, I curse you, mom, or something like that. It's probably like you guys have been duking it out,
and then
you're
he's
like,
I curse you.
yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
bring it down
crazy
from
thing.
the sky or something, right? Okay. 583, not to strike your father and mother. Exodus 21:15. It's a one-way street, gentlemen.
And he who smites his father or his mother shall certainly be put to death.
Yep. And
I'm sure time on the mat doesn't count.
yeah, see, the problem is in this family is we've been fighting since you guys were like little 2-year-olds. I got pictures of you guys in headgear with gloves on, and I was doing MMA at the time very very heavily, and so we strike, but it's for fun. It's just the way it is. Okay, respect your father and mother, Eli and Jade Cade. What do you got? Exodus 20:12.
Respect your father and your mother, so that your days are prolonged upon the land which Yahuwah Elohim is giving you.
Beep beep. Bus ride, boys. Fear your father and mother. Leviticus 19:3.
Leviticus?
Dead air.
Dun, dun,
You
dun,
shall
dun,
fear
dun.
every man his mother and his father, and guard my Shabbat. I am Yahuwah Elohim.
Yes. So I guess why is it important that you guys fear your father and mother, you respect your father and mother, and you wouldn't strike your father and mother? How would this go bad?
I mean, this is your father and mother. They gave birth to you. They raised you. They took care of you. They gave you food and a house.
But there's dramatic stuff that happens, man. There's a lot of teenagers, especially when you and I, we've all talked about this over the years about what's going to happen in the teenage years and how it seems like teenagers will blow themselves away from their parents.
They rise up.
Yeah, they rise up. And, I mean, you guys are teenagers. Tell me what the, what do you feel like when you're rising up? We've had some encounters here.
Yeah.
What is it? What is
I
it?
never struck you or cursed you. But
No. What runs through your guys? No, hopefully not. What runs through your guys' minds as youth that you're trying to?
It's like you feel like you're always right, and that when someone tells you you're not right, you get really upset, and you think you're right, but then you realize you're not right, and that really upsets you even more.
Yeah, and the thing about the whole parents, for the most part, I mean, we have 20 years on you guys, and so we've gotten to see a lot of things that you don't and haven't seen, and so it's wisdom to listen to your parents. All right, so for all you rebellious teenagers out there,
Stop being
love your
rebellious.
parents.
Stop that.
Yeah, stop that. All right, so here, 586, not to behave like the rebellious son as described in the Torah.
There's no command here. This is a verse here. We looked for something, but it was not a command here.
What a good thing. You shouldn't act like a rebellious kid.
Right.
Okay, Deuteronomy 21:20. What is this?
It says, and shall say to the elders of his city, the son of ours is a wayward and rebellious. He is not listening to our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. Then all the men of his city shall stone him to death with stones.
Yeah, and again, that would have to be probably years of defiance and years of problems before a parent could ever do that. I mean, I would take you guys outside the gates myself and deal with this. I'm not going to... If it's coming to where I have to have everyone pick up rocks, it's not happening, gentlemen. Okay. No command found. 587, what is this? Leviticus 10:19.
Read 10:19.
Yeah, there we looked through like.
And Aaron said unto Moshe, Behold, this day have they offered their sin offering and their burnt offering toward Yahuwah, and such things have befallen me. And if I had eaten the sin offering day, should I have been accepted in the sight of Yahuwah.
Yeah.
I
This
don't
was after Nadab and Abihu had offered strange fire on the altar. But he put a command there, and we started looking for 9:10, 10:19, and nothing really appeared to what he was trying to say, so we just put no command found. It was real weird.
Who knows what these guys are trying to say. 588, the high priest must not defile himself for any relatives. Leviticus 21:11. This could be taken strangely.
Neither shall he go into any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or for his mother.
Okay, so that it doesn't exactly say a priest must not defile himself for anyone other than his relatives. It talks about a dead body. And so what does it say?
Neither shall he go into any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or for his mother.
Yeah, so you're not to go in and...
the high priest. A regular priest can't, but the high priest can't.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys would be dealing with dead a lot. Dead people would be... Lots of people dying. Always need a priest. 590. A priest must not defile. Okay, we already did that. For his relatives, appoint a king from Yisrael.
Actually, this is different. This is 21.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is 21:11. This is 21:1.
Jinkies.
If
Okay,
you put in
so
chronological order, my
repeat. So
actual
589 is the same one, and then 590. A priest must not defile himself for anyone other than his relatives. 21:1.
And Jehovah said unto Moshe, Speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, There shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, but for his kin that is near unto him, that is for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother.
Okay, so...
A high priest can't, but a regular priest can.
Okay, got it. 591. Appoint a king from Yisrael. Deuteronomy 17:15, and the same is for 17:15. Okay, so let's go through this little batch here.
I will start
17:17. Yeah,
17.
the king must not have too many wives. Huh?
Yeah, see this.
Does it actually say
You
that?
gotta say he can only have a certain amount of wives, and I guess Solomon just totally failed in this one.
Yeah, well, he
Botched that one.
Yeah, that's jacked. The king must not have too many wives. The king must not have too many horses.
Yes, it says that too. Yeah.
Okay, and it repeats again, so that must be very important. Okay, let's hear what it says. 17:15.
Starting 15. You shall certainly appoint a sovereign over whom Yahuwah your Elohim shall choose. Appoint a sovereign over you whom your brothers. You are not allowed to appoint a foreigner over you who is not your brother. Only he is not to increase horses for himself, nor cause the people to return to Mitzrayim to increase horses. For Yahuwah has said to you, Do not return that way again. And he is not to increase wives for himself, lest his heart turn away, nor is he to greatly increase silver and gold to himself.
Yeah, okay.
Solomon would have read that at least
Solomon
once
broke
in
that
his life.
command.
He failed.
And he did turn away too with too many wives.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if his soul was saved. I mean, he did some good writing. So why would they want a king from Yisrael?
Because you wouldn't want a foreign, you want someone.
It'd be like Brock, drone bomber.
Yeah.
That guy was from I have no idea, but he wasn't a U.S. citizen, and so he ended up doing a whole tremendously amount of bad things. And then we got the king of the shots, But Brock drone bomber is the point. He's not from the U.S. and he did very great evil things. So that's why you wouldn't want a king if it wasn't from the place you're at.
That's probably get a strike.
Yeah, no, they don't care about Brock drone bomber. I couldn't go into the father of the stuff, you know what I mean?
I'll never see it
But when you say, you guys understand when people say they're the father of the you know what, that's the devil speaking, just so you all know. Okay, 596. Destroy the 7 Canaanite nations. Deuteronomy 20:17.
But you shall certainly put them under the ban, the Kittite and the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Perizzite and the Kilwite and the Jebusite, as Yahuwah your Elohim has commanded you.
Okay, so if you get the command to put them under the ban, that means kill them all.
2016.
2016, not to let any of them remain alive, just in case there's a question about this.
Only of the cities of these peoples which Yahuwah your Elohim gives you as inheritance, you do not keep alive any that breathe.
None of them. Kill them all.
What if they're not breathing when they show up? What if they're like
Again,
holding their breath?
Eli, why are we going to go in and kill all the people?
So it'll file the land.
What else? Why are we going in and killing all the
They are
people?
Nephilim. They are unholy genes.
Yes, they have bad genes, and I'm not talking about the Levi's. I'm talking about the genes that they had. They had
DNA was corrupted, man.
It came from the Watchers, the angels of Yah, to the women, the Nephilim, the Eliud, and the Nephilim. So Nephilim, and Eliud. And there were 3 different genetic breeds, and that's why we had to have the flood. And these suckers were ginormous. So
Somehow there still lives.
yes, and
Some version.
if you look at the giant pyramids or the Sphinx at Giza and all these different things or whatever it is, these things were tinker toys to the size of these
Like
guys.
Legos.
They had toys. They were probably here giant Nephilim. Here's some baby toys. Oh, great pyramids. Great, stack them up there, Nephilim. So
Not leaving there.
all right, so here we go. What do we have? Okay, not to let them rain. Blot out the memory of Amalek. Deuteronomy 25:19. Let's blot him out. Why?
Therefore it shall be when Yahuwah your Elohim has given you rest from your enemies all around, in the land which Yahuwah your Elohim has given you to possess as an inheritance, that you blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under the Shanaim. Do not forget.
Okay, gentlemen, Eli, is there something funny we need to talk about? No, he's holding his nose laughing. Okay, why would we not want to keep Amalek alive? Who is Amalek and what did
I
he do?
believe he was one of the kings that denied Israel going through their land for an easier passage, and he attacked them as well.
Right. Okay, and then 599, remember what Amalek did to the people.
It's 25:17.
Yep.
It says, remember what Amalek did to you on the way as you were coming out of Mitzrayim.
Right. Okay, and so
And then it goes on to 18. How he met you on the way and attacked your back, all the feeble ones in your rear, when you were tired and weary, and he did not revere Elohim.
okay, so how does this work, Eli, with our Messiah who says forgive everybody, and we're supposed to forgive our brothers 70 times 7? What about Amalek? Where's his forgiveness? What would the Messiah say about this?
I think he would blot him out because he's not part of the holy people.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he did come for Gentiles as well. And
But I don't know
to
about Nephilim.
what does it mean to be a Gentile, Jade?
it means someone outside of Israel, outside of covenant.
What does it mean to be in covenant, Eli?
It means when you follow the Torah of Yahuwah and do everything it says.
And what is the Torah of Yahuwah, Kate?
The commandments, the first 5 books of the Bible.
Okay, and those are called
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, the Torah.
the Torah, and else. What else do they call it? What do
The
they
law.
name it? The law, right? And so it's also our precepts and commandments, things of that nature.
AKA all these.
Yeah, all of these that you're seeing right here, these are the laws of God. And so if we ever meet Amalek and he ain't dead, we should blot out the memory of Amalek. Repeat. And so what do we have? Deuteronomy 25:19. We read that one. Deuteronomy 17:16.
Yeah, I was one up
I
above.
think that was one with the king.
That was a king where you cannot
Oh.
take horses and wives.
Gotcha.
I bet they added in the gold and silver.
I think it did.
602. We're on homeward stretch. Offer peace terms to the residents of a city under siege and treat them according to the Torah if they accept surrender terms. Deuteronomy 20:10 and 11.
When you draw near to a city to fight against it, then you shall make a call for peace to it. And it shall be that if it accepts your call for peace, and shall open to you, then all the people found in it are to be your compulsory laborer and serve you.
So you offer them peace, but you put them under the
They're
iron.
slaves. You don't kill them, but you help them out.
Hey, we
I'm sure
appreciate
they'd
your
rather
help.
live and work than die, right? I'm sure that's what they would prefer.
I wouldn't. I don't
Yeah,
want to. I don't
no.
want
Those
to die.
people,
I
they
don't.
were- they
I
saw
don't want to
you
be a
for
slave.
coming, they were scared to death. They'd probably be like, "Yeah, I'd rather work for you."
Dude, I would rather die a free man than live under oppression.
All of us would here, but these people want to work, I guess, instead. I mean, if they didn't, I mean, obviously they were dead. I mean, if they didn't accept the peace term, that's why their law is there.
Yeah, hey, friends. Oh, kill you. Okay, Ammon and Moab may not enter the assembly. Deuteronomy 23:3.
An Ammonite or Moabite does not enter the assembly of Yahuwah. Even a 10th generation of them does not ever enter the assembly of Yahuwah.
Friends of Yah or not?
No.
Well,
Moab and Ammon, that was Lot's kids, right?
well,
Ammonites.
they went down the generations. They're kids
They
at
were
the
all
beginning.
totally inbred.
Yeah.
Totally inbred from the top to the bottom. Okay, 604. Not to destroy trees even during a siege. All right, tree lovers, tree huggers. What do you got? Deuteronomy 20:19.
Oh.
I've never seen a tree my chainsaw doesn't love. Just kidding.
When you besiege a city for a long time by fighting against it, you do not destroy trees by wielding an axe against them. If you do eat of them, do not cut them down, for it is the tree of the field, a man to be besieged by you.
Very interesting. Where did these laws come from? What happened? What were they doing? Just chopping trees for the craziness?
You're in the middle of war. You're like
chopping trees.
Take the trees.
You're in the middle of like fighting people. You decide to take out your axe, start cutting trees down for like.
This would be good wood back home.
Well, I mean, they would take the trees, chop them down, probably light fires and throw things at these people.
He's like, it's got fruit. Eat it. Use it for like strength, guys. You need this food.
Yeah, well, if we ever go to war and we're in Yisrael, and let's not take out the guy's trees, because it would take years and years for these trees to grow back, right? It's not the tree's fault you're at war. Okay, 605. Cover up your excrement. Gentlemen, what is this?
23:13. All right. It says, and you shall have a sharp implement among your equipment, and when you sit down outside, you shall dig it and turn and cover your excrement.
Hey, this reminds me of another saint. He just installed a toilet in the backyard and dug a hole right into the sewer or something of the sort. So, another saint, what's going on out there, buddy? Much love to you. Yes, and so what does that mean? Cover up your excrement. Anyone?
It was back in the day. They didn't really have like nowadays. Everyone has a certain like sewage system.
Yeah, and
at least
so
95% of the world. I think.
Read the next verse will make a lot of sense.
Okay, and so
14.
if you had a pig. So this is what the stories were in villages. Yeah, you could take a.
Yeah, it was like the Indian tribes would like throw a pig out there, and they would eat all the stuff.
Eat all the feces that came out the door. So I mean, if you're like tossing your stuff out, these things will go around and clean it up, and they love it. And it's delicious. And you know what? Then you fry it up and you eat it.
Yeah, nope.
All right.
Unclean. All right, what do we got?
Keep
14.
the camp clean.
Deuteronomy 23:14. Guys, keep the camp clean. Where am I going with this?
To clean up.
Is your room the camp?
Yeah.
Do you want Yah to dwell here?
My room's like clean.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shall we do a video on this right now and expose this? Liars don't inherit the kingdom of Yah.
Like it's like clean. It's
You're
like
gonna eat off the floor?
yeah.
No. You have 10 dogs, bro. Don't ever do that.
Like
Trick question.
Okay. Yeah, don't do that, bro. Good try, though. And his room is absolutely not clean, folks, just so you know. Just so you know, any parents out there, you know. Okay, where are we at? Keep the camp clean.
607.
14.
Yep, 23:14.
For Yahuwah Elohim walks in the midst of your camp to deliver you and give your enemies over to you. Therefore your camp shall be Kodesh, so that he does not see unclean matter among you, and shall turn away from you.
Oh my goodness, kids out there, are my kids the only ones that can't keep their rooms clean? Is it only you guys? Or is it everybody? Did you hear that? Yah won't dwell with us. Bus ride. Beep, beep. Okay, Eli, how's your room, bro?
Well, I barely took out a chicken that I had in a box, so
And we actually have live chickens in our house as well, because we bring them from the incubator and out. People are going to be like, what? You have chickens in the house?
Yeah. Don't worry, they have special boxes and heating equipment.
After you have 10 pit bulls, nothing is sacred. Every furniture looks like it's been shredded by lions, and there's nothing left that's holy in this house without claw marks in it. Okay, so keep the camp clean. Gentlemen, teenagers out there, are you guys keeping your rooms clean? You guys keep your houses clean? It's just incentive that you guys can use to try to clean up after yourselves, right? Okay, I didn't realize this was going to turn into a good lesson here, but maybe it's not just for everyone out there. Maybe it's for you guys. Move on. 6 and 7. The priest should speak to the soldiers during war. Deuteronomy 22.
And it shall be when you draw near to the battle that the Kohen shall come and speak to the people.
Why should they speak to the soldiers during war?
I don't know.
Hype them up. Probably get them like all war ready, man. They're probably like freaking shaking in their
Probably
boots.
remind them who they're fighting for.
And you gotta get them like all like, hey, warm them up, get them ready for battle. I mean, you gotta have like a motivational speech so you guys are like not scared.
Yeah, I probably. I mean, it's like, who knows? You know, it's like it could be your last rites as well. Your priest going in and
I
saying
remember
goodbye.
going into wrestling tournaments and you're always playing a motivational speech there, and it's like you're really nervous going into wrestling tournaments because you know there's gonna be kids bigger than you.
And have lots of experience. They've been wrestling since they're like 3 years old. Or
Yeah.
some hillbilly redneck wrestling camp.
Especially like
You get in there for 6 months after a big tournament.
You get in a weight class and you're like, all right, I'm good. And next thing you know, these kids are like 3 weight classes above you, but somehow they weighed in the same as
they've
you.
been
That's
wrestling
real.
since they came out.
And that's really like a scary thing. You look at the size of these guys, you're like the smallest guy, then you're like, how do they even weigh in at the same weight I did?
And then you got me over on the side, not having a clue, trying to coach you guys through this.
Yeah.
I'm really glad things didn't turn out worse than they did. All right. 608. A newly married man is exempt from military to rejoice with his wife. Deuteronomy 24:5. Same for 609. Another repeat. 24:5. What do we got, gentlemen?
All right, it says, when a man has taken a new wife, let him not go out into the army, nor let any matter be imposed upon him. He shall be exempt 1 year for the sake of his home, to rejoice with his wife whom he has taken.
All right. Anyone want to take a stab at why you're home for a year with your new wife?
I mean, you got a new life to set up, you got a new home to set up, you got everything to
You
deal
probably
with.
get to know each other a little more.
Yeah, I mean, you could go out and get blown away in one day. I mean, literally, you could never know your wife.
I mean, Israel was always like at war. Whether they were going into the land or going out of the land, whatever they were doing, they were always in war. So I mean,
dude, you know what? That sounds like the United States of America. In the 200 and some years they've been in a country, they've been at war from nearly all of it.
That's
I
horrible.
have a secret. If you try to get drafted, show them
Hey,
this verse.
hey, if you guys want some ears to hear and eyes to see, if you think a war is going on, nothing is happening. Nothing. It's all on the TV. Just so you know. Don't ban me, YouTube. That's not secrets. Okay. 609 repeat 6. Not to panic during battle. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, don't panic, guys. I just got a spear chucked through my chest. What are we doing? Deuteronomy 20:30 or 23.
And shall say to them, Hear, O Israel, you are drawing near to battle with your enemies. Do not let your heart faint, and do not fear or tremble. Do not be afraid before them. For Yahuwah your Elohim is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you.
That's huge. That's a huge thing. I mean, this isn't just for battle. This is for anyone in life, and this is for the future that we are all partaking in and that we are all part of, that our Elohim will not let us down. It may get scary. It may get spooky. We all may end up in internment camps or something of the sort. But at the end of the day, our Elohim will never, ever let us down. And so tell us one more time what this verse said. Not to panic during battle. Any battle. Deuteronomy 23.
And shall say to them, Hear, O Yisrael, you are drawing near today to battle with your enemies. Do not let your heart faint. Do not fear or tremble, or be afraid before them. For Yahuwah your Elohim is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to save you.
Yeah, if Yah is with you, who can be against you? Carry out the laws of captive women. Okay, Deuteronomy 21:11. They're in shackles. You've killed their family. You killed their husbands. You put them in the back of the wagon. Bring them home. Now what?
Alright. When you go out to fight against your enemies, and Yahuwah your Elohim shall give them into your hand, and you shall take them captive, you shall see among the captives a woman lovely of form, and shall delight in her, and take her for your wife.
Okay, so I guess she's going to be a Torah-keeping woman after that. I don't know. That's the laws, and there's my dogs running away and breaking my door on the way out. Carrying out the laws of the captive women. Okay, 6:12. Not to sell her into slavery. Okay, so you've killed her husband, killed the family, taken her into the cart, shackled her, then you brought her home, decide you like her, and then you're going to possibly sell her back into slavery and make a few cents. Is this possible? What are we doing?
That just sounds like a lot of
horrible
drama
things.
to go through.
The poor slaves, the poor women that it would happen to. You know, bad things have had to happen. The guy's like,
I mean, it talks about like in between these verses that you're supposed to take her home. You're supposed to like shave her hair, cut her nails, and then let her mourn for her dead parents for like a month before you ever marry her.
yes.
I mean, that's just wild. That just seems like a really wild thing.
You know, it's like one way to find a wife, I suppose. I don't think it's going to be your way to find a wife.
I just murdered your parents. All right, come with me now.
Yeah, she's part of the booty, like the loot. Okay, what do we got?
21:14.
21:14. Not to sell her into slavery. Let's do this.
And it shall be, if you are not pleased with her, then you shall let her go at her desire. But you do not sell her at all for a silver price. Do not treat her harshly, since you have humbled her.
Yeah, man, that should be obvious stuff, right? Be nice, be loving. All right, well, this is it, guys. We just went through 613 laws minus probably 100 repeats.
And of course, the last one's a repeat.
The last one's a repeat. Yeah, that's well, I appreciate you guys editing this and going through this list. I will appreciate it more when we actually do our own list and we end up with this, because I don't know if anyone actually knows how many laws are in the Bible, because everybody has like some Jewish backstory or something of the sort, and so
I guess we'll find out.
we will find out. We will absolutely find out. All right, so the Torah is summed up in what?
loving Yahuwah your Elohim, and it's love basically.
Who is Yahuwah and who is an Elohim? What is an Elohim?
Elohim is it's like God. It's like but his name is Yahuwah, which is like 'cause they call him Lord God, but it is Yahuwah Elohim.
Okay, and it's all the Torah is wrapped up into what 2 commands?
Is love Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself.
And is there a way to love your Elohim, your Creator, if you reject what He says? If you say what His wishes are for you are something that doesn't apply to you, have you rejected His laws? What will He do with those kind of people, Cade?
Well, He will cut them down and throw them into the fire.
Every good tree that does not bear fruit, what is it? What happens to it?
It's cut down and thrown into the fire.
Right, and it's very clear that there's a small gate, and that gate is what, gentlemen?
Narrow.
Yeah, the gate is who?
That's Yahushua.
Yahushua is a small gate. So we're talking about, I think, Matthew 7 or Matthew 5, right? There's a small gate.
7.
Yeah,
and the way that leads to success, is it wide or is it narrow?
It's
The
narrow.
narrow path.
It's hard to get through.
But it's wide is what?
The path of destruction.
The path of destruction, right? And so how hard is it for the righteous to be saved? If it's that hard for the righteous to be saved, how can we, as just regular humans, how can we be saved? What is righteousness? What is it?
Righteousness is doing our very best to follow the Torah, no matter what we're doing. The Torah should be on our hearts, our minds, our souls. It should be on everything that we do, our daily lives. It should be what we live our lives based on, what we judge our lives based upon. Is the Torah. Is this according to the Torah? Is this not according to the Torah? Should I do this or should I not do this?
People say this is works-based salvation.
I would say it's obedience. I wouldn't say it's like worse because it's what you're supposed to do. It's your guidebook to life.
What does James say when it comes down to
James
works? James
says, show me your faith without works. I'll show you my faith by works.
Right. What does that mean, Eli?
So basically it says that you can't show your faith at all if you aren't doing what He says. He says that He's going to show you how He loves Yahuwah through what He does.
How would you show your faith to somebody, Cade?
I would, by my actions, by what I do, how I live my daily life.
Yeah, taking care of the needy, the hurt, the homeless, the widows, the orphans, all of that, right? Everybody who's in need. And so who do we take care of? Who is your brother, Jade?
Our brother is everyone.
Everybody. And who's your sister?
Yehoshua says, my brothers are those doing the will of my Father.
Yeah, and so the will of the Father is what, Eli?
It is His Torah and believing in Yahushua HaMashiach.
Yeah, Yahushua HaMashiach. Those are 2 things. One thing in the book of Revelation. So the Christians are stuck on this new covenant. And they're stuck on the new covenant because they only have one verse inside of this. Describe to me what it says in Hebrews 8 that the new covenant is.
It says, don't remember how exactly it's written, but he says, this is now a better covenant or something to that degree.
What is the old covenant first?
Everyone says the Old Covenant is like the Old Testament, the law.
What is the Old Testament? What was the old covenant?
The Old Covenant was when all the Israelites came out of Egypt, and Moses was with Yahuwah, and he brought down the 10 Commandments. That is when the covenant began with Yahuwah and the Israelites.
And the covenant started very quickly, and it also ended very quickly. How did that end?
Because everyone got very scared of Yahuwah and His voice.
And so, but how did it end?
It ended because the people, even though they were told a few things, right, in the thundering cloud and a couple things like, you shall have no other gods before me. And right off the bat, they failed that. They decided they're going to take all the jewelry, every gold they can find, and they're going to make an idol out of it. They're going to worship it, and that our God, and that made Yah very jealous.
Well, here's the thing: is their heart was in the right spot. Eli, what's your answer to that? Their heart was in the right spot because they believed that Yah was this golden calf.
But He wasn't.
But their hearts were in the right spot. God knows their hearts.
They thought they were doing the right thing.
But God knows their hearts.
They still sinned.
The heart is eternally wicked, and it says no man can understand it.
Yeah, and it says the heart of man is an extremely wicked thing. So these people were worshiping a object on the wrong time to worship the object. that really reminds me of modern day Christianity, that they will go in there and there's always a giant cross in there.
Right behind the pastor.
Right behind the pastor. There's always, in the Catholic Church, there's Peter and Mother Mary, and they got like Tammuz, which is, they say it's like.
And we pray to them. All the Catholics, they all pray to them. Every religion has their own idol. Whether you have Buddhists and Buddha, you have the Catholics and theirs. You have the Muslims, and they have they're all on. They have a bunch of
and all their stuff, rosary beads, where you sit there and pray the rosary beads, and when you go into a little room and you tell an old man who's probably worse sinner than you are what your sins are, and he says you're absolved. There's nowhere in the Bible that it ever says you could be absolved by your sins like that. That is not how your sins are taken care of. Okay, gentlemen. I really appreciate, gentlemen, your guys' time. Everybody out there, we really, really, really appreciate the time that you guys have spent here. If you've made it to the end of this, may you be blessed tremendously, and may your walk with Yah be exactly what He wants it to be with you. And may one day we all give each other high fives when we have made it to the kingdom, we've made it to the other side. Maybe these voices that we hear in these videos will all come, and we'll all get to meet each other and say shalom. Till then, gentlemen, what do you have? Do you have anything else, Caden?
Read your Bibles, continue in prayer. If you have a family, if you are a child, bring the Bible to your parents. Try and read it with them. If you are a parent, take your kids aside, even if it's just for 5 minutes, just try and read something with them. Begin your walk in the Torah, begin your walk in the light and the truth, and that there's nothing more important in this world than Yahuwah and what He has told us we need to do. Because in the end, we are going to be judged by what we do, and ignorance is not bliss. And when you're standing before Yahuwah and He's like, I gave you my Bible, what are you going to tell Him? What are you going to say to Him when He says, I gave you my commands, and yet you still listen to the word of a man, even though I told you not to?
Yeah, and for everybody who says, well, I don't have a Bible, they've had a Bible in every nightstand of every motel since I was a kid. There's Bibles in North America everywhere, and we're not in, fifth world countries where you have one page of a scriptures anymore. We have the full thing, and if not, you have an Android app, you have all sorts of stuff. And for those who are seeking our Creator, that is the path. Jade, what else? Do you have anything else?
I really want to thank you guys for doing this with us. It was a lot of fun editing these commandments and reading them to you guys. If you guys did like this and you guys want to be following Yahuwah, then these are the laws for you guys, and it's time to start following them if you truly want to make the kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. Eli?
Keep the Torah. It comes blessings if you follow it, and it comes cursings if you don't.
Yep. Okay, guys, so from Boss Clan and the Yahoo and the Torah channel, we are done.
Shalom.
Shalom.